friends, 2 time zones, and a shared love of stories.
I'm Freya.
And I'm Jamie.
Bridging time zones 1 chapter at a time.
Welcome to Once Upon a Time Zone. Hi everyone, welcome back to Once Upon a Time Zone. We are doing our regular monthly reading recap today. So we're going to go over July, which I think this month we actually have so much to catch up with on each other's reading months, because we did kind of a personal catch up last week, but we have spent a lot of time apart in this past month and we haven't gotten the full reading updates from each other yet. So there's going to be a lot to catch up on today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to hear what Freya read while she was on vacation. And then at the end of this episode, as usual, we're going to do look aheads to next month, what we're looking forward to in August. This actually, it seems like this came so fast, because I feel like the last episode we recorded before you left was the June reading recap, and then we've only technically done 1 episode back because our episodes have been releasing out of order because of the dates that we pre-recorded. So it feels like we did this just like 2 weeks ago, but it's actually been a full month ago, which is really funny.
I'm so excited to hear what you're reading, because like personally I feel like for me it's not too hard to keep up to date with what I'm reading, because I'll text you and like I'll still be reading the same thing 2 days later. Jamie, on the other hand, you don't text for like 2 days and she's already read like 3 books. Exaggeration, but not that much. I genuinely, I know like 1 or 2 books you've read this month that you might have like posted short form or just like mentioned that you've read them to me or in your like videos, but I am so intrigued to hear all your highs and lows for this month. So I feel like I'm listening. I'm a listener of the podcast today.
No, yeah, we're listening to each other today. We're both just podcasting at each other today. We're not podcasting with each other today. We're just going to like speak at each other. It's going to be a really great time. Okay, first things first though. I mean, we kind of cheated on our current reads because you just kind of caught me up on your current read. But for everyone who's listening, what book did you just finish, Freya?
I actually have started another book since, so that's okay. But I feel like I'll get more into it later on in the episode, obviously. But I did just finish Morning Star yesterday afternoon. And that was just, oh my gosh. I'm going to get into it later in the episode because I feel like that was definitely a highlight of my month. But I'm actually currently reading, I'm looking over and trying to see the author. Honey, I think it's Imani Thompson, the author. I talked about this one a while ago in like, I think it was like my fall or winter books I want to be reading. So yeah, I'm like literally only like 2 chapters in. I'm not very far in. But in case you've forgotten, it's basically like this university student finds out her professor has been manipulating her friend and stealing her research. So she accidentally slips a bee into his cup of coffee and he ends up dying. And then she feels this sense of power. That's what the back tells me. So I feel like this is going to be a bit of I'm not sure whether it's like a psychological thriller or a bit of a genre bending book, but I've heard good things. So I'm excited to jump into it. And I feel like it's a good change of pace after Morning Star.
Yes, that's exciting, because I feel like I've heard you talk about this one for a little bit now, kind of in your TBRs and like seasonal things. So I'm excited to see you get into it and see what you actually think about it, because I feel like, I've been anticipating seeing you read this one for a long time. So
I know, it kind of gets like that, doesn't it? Like when you like continuously just like a little bit drawn to it. I'm actually curious, has it released over in like Canada, US? Because I'm starting to realize the amount of different release dates. So you know how I was like, the Burning Side comes out in July. No, it comes out in September for us.
Yeah, that's so long. What?
I was like, that's not just a month or 2 difference. That's like a good 5 months difference.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to realize, there's some staggered releases.
I wonder why it's so long though, because it's not like it's going to be a translated work, because I can obviously understand why that would take a long time to translate an entire book, but it's going to be like an English print release. So yeah, I wonder why it's going to take so long, because The Burning Side came out in May here, I think.
Yeah, it's been out for a while for you.
Yeah. Wow. That's wild. I don't know if I've seen Honey anywhere. Like, and I've been to bookstores. Like, I haven't been looking for it in particular, but I haven't seen it. So take that, with what
we'll do some
you will.
research.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I binged a book today, and that was Everything is Beautiful,
This is
Nothing
what I
Hurt.
mean.
Yes. Yeah. I started this book at, I don't know, like 10 a.m. today. And then I binged it. But I will say it was a short book. It was like 230 pages long. So,
okay.
A very bingeable book. And yeah, it was Everything is Beautiful and Nothing Hurt by Ben Reeves. This is the one I've been really, really wanting to dive into for so long. And so, yeah, I was really excited to dive in. It's a magical realism fiction where our main character is Death. And he just appears as a human, though. He's just kind of a regular guy. And he appears in people's final moments of their lives. And he offers them comfort. And he just spends time with them as they pass. So he's very detached. He's kind of lost touch with the meaning of life and what we're supposed to live for, because he's surrounded by death every single day. But he starts, I guess, getting close to his neighbors down the hall. There's a midwife and her daughter. And yeah, that's the premise of the story. Now, what I will say is it was beautifully written. I don't think I've read a book so beautifully written. This, to me, I kept comparing it to Shark Heart in the way it was written, because it was just so delicious the way it was written. Actually beautiful. I love the way Ben Reeves strings together sentences and describes things. Absolutely amazing. It is very, very heavy though. So warning.
Okay.
I wasn't sure where this would fall. I knew there would probably be some sadness, some trauma, because obviously we're dealing with death as a character. So there's going to be a lot of grief and sadness there. But yeah, heavy, heavy topics. So just make sure you're mentally ready to dive into this book. And I will say, I loved it. It was so good, but it was not what I expected at all. Really.
Okay.
I think my overall takeaway from it is just life is life. Life happens, death happens. It all happens simultaneously as humans, as creatures living on this world. The same second someone dies, someone also comes to life. But then also at the same time, in people's happy moments, someone 10 feet away could be having the worst day of their life. It was kind of that feeling. It's everything is happening all at once in the world. And it, for me, the overall takeaway was to we just need to live in the moment, kind of. And so it was a beautiful outlook in the end, but throughout most of the book, I was like, where are we going with this? Because I just feel so heavy reading through this.
For you to say that, you read a lot of emotionally, I don't want to say traumatic, but just very strong books.
I would say traumatic.
You would say traumatic? Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you to say that, I feel like we need to take this warning seriously.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's beautiful, but it's heavy, and it's blunt, and it's honest, and it's all those great things that I love in a book, but it's heavy. So,
okay.
There we go.
Noted.
Yeah, there we go. But it was beautiful. And I haven't started anything yet. I'm going to start something probably after we finish recording. But yeah, not in the middle of anything right now.
Maybe a little bit of a lighter one.
Well, see, my next read that I have lined up, I don't know why I'm acting so mysterious. I do know what it's going to be. Because I'm filming a reading vlog with a very fun theme. I asked some authors to recommend books for me. So
fun.
Yeah. Very fun. So I did read a Fonda Lee rec. I did, my close personal friend, Fonda Lee. I did read the Everything Was Beautiful, Nothing Hurt was a Sarah Damoff rec, my close personal friend, Sarah Damoff.
Okay.
And then my third read is going to be from my close personal friend, Shen Tao. So all of my close best personal friends have recommended me books for this week, and
Love that for them.
Shantao, yes, exactly. Shantao recommended Martyr by Kaveh Akbar to me. It's like a fiction, a literary fiction about a poet who is also an orphan. His parents were Iranian, but yeah, he's orphaned and he's a poet, and he has this kind of obsession with martyrs, I think. So he kind of starts going down this line. It leads him to search for his, like, the past of his family, and he finds stuff out about his uncle and his mother and stuff like that. Haven't started it yet, so we'll see how it is, but it's come highly recommended by Shantao, so it's got to be good.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a solid week of reads, to be completely honest. Also, that makes so much sense that Sarah Damoff recommended.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, this is so fitting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's such a fun vlog. I think I saw Haley Pham do that ages ago, and I was like, I want more vlogs like this. Like, so I'm so glad you're doing that. It's so fun.
So
Feels
fun.
like
I'm like,
insight.
I feel like I should make this a series. Although it's like I'm not close personal friends with that many authors. So once I kind of run through my list of authors that I'm in touch with, then it's like I just gotta start shooting my shot in the dark.
Yeah, I was about to say, shot in the dark. Like, just send that DM. Pierce Brown.
Be be brave. Do a week of like, yeah, Pierce Brown, Brandon Sanderson, R.F. Kuang, V. Schwab, Frederick like, get them all.
I reckon
them
you
all.
could get V. Schwab. I reckon you could.
You think? I mean, she has like replied to
Yeah.
things a few times, so the DMs are open.
That's what I'm thinking.
So
We'll see, guys. We'll see.
we'll see. We'll see if this becomes a series on the channel. But yeah, that's my current read. I guess we can move into personal catch up / just like fun updates. So as usual, we're gonna announce our Patreon read for the month of, not July, for August. I wrote down July in our notes, but in August, because we're talking about next month, for Patreon, we're actually going to be reading 11/22/63 by Stephen King together. So excited about this one. I feel like this is the push that a lot of us needed to dive into this chunker of a book. And yeah, I'm excited to read it with the group. So if you guys are interested in reading that along with the Patreon and having full spoiler chats with us over there, please feel free to join. I will also say we just had our July book club chat about Dark Matter the other day, and it was like, I think it was my favorite book club chat so far.
Yeah.
Thus far. Like, our brains were breaking, people were getting headaches, we were thinking hard.
I'm not even kidding, because a lot of the time we do our book clubs like early morning for me, so it's a kind of night for everyone else, or like going into night. I literally had a headache all day. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I had a headache and it would not go.
No.
And I was like, what is this from?
Yeah,
Using
maybe
my brain
it's
too
from
much at
breaking your
7 a.m.
brain. Yeah, breaking your brain about alternate realities at 7 a.m. would do that. But yeah, if you guys want to join the Patreon, not to like continue plugging us, but all of our past discussions are still available to watch. So if you guys want to join, and if you have read Dark Matter and want to watch us break our brains for an entire hour, go do that. Have fun.
Yeah, sorry in advance.
Sorry.
Because
take some like Advil or something. I don't know. Take some headache medication beforehand. Prepare going in. But I see in our notes you have a fun little update, Freya. So please tell us.
Oh my gosh, this is such a fun one. I went to see the Odyssey, which I really, really wanted to see in IMAX. I will say, I have this theory that everyone wants to see it in IMAX because of that one frame that was released of like IMAX compared to a regular shop movie. Did you see that? Christopher Nolan released it.
I've seen the frame moving around,
And because like people I know who's never cared about IMAX before suddenly is like, no, I'm only seeing it in IMAX. So basically that means we have one IMAX and in Australia, and it's completely
in
sold
the
out
whole
for months.
country.
Pardon?
In all of Australia, there's only one IMAX.
From what I know, because like people are flying to see it.
Oh my goodness. That's wild. Flying
It's
to the IMAX theater.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I've
Wow.
never seen people take it this seriously. I guess it's like the first movie that's been shot on IMAX film.
Like fully on IMAX. Yeah, because usually it's like
Mm,
just a portion of it or like a little bit of it,
mm,
but this one it's like in its entirety. So it's a major thing for this movie. I think that I think the hype started for me, Project Hail Mary. That's when I started kind of
hmm
seeing people watch the movie also in multiple formats. Like I know people who
Yeah.
watch Project Hail Mary in every single format, like 70 millimeter IMAX, digital IMAX, Ultra AVX, regular format. What is it? The Screen X, like every
Yeah,
format, D
yeah.
box, like did everything. I'm like, you watched this movie like 7 times
Wow.
to catch every single format. And that's becoming a thing. And I was actually talking to my husband the
Mm,
other day, not to derail us, but we were just trying to think like why, like when did this start? I'm wondering if it's because going to the movies isn't as common anymore. Like we used to go to the movies, what, like every other weekend? Now it's like a special occasion. There are only a very
mhm.
select few, movies that you want to go to the theater to watch. So when you do, it's more of an occasion and it's like you want to go and have the best experience that you can. So you go for the highest format, where before it was like, I never thought about what format I was watching movies
Yeah.
in. Like I would just go to the
Yeah.
theater, pick a showtime, and that's it. But yeah, it's become this huge thing. It's wild.
Which it's kind of on one hand, it's so cool that people are like really, you
Yeah.
know, taking this. It just like, yeah, this one is just definitely because yeah, Project Hail Mary, I got to see in IMAX and that was amazing. That
So
was
cool.
actually an event invite though, so I got lucky with that one.
Yeah.
But I was like recommending people. I was like, yeah, if you have the chance, like go see it in IMAX. It's amazing. I will say it does make me a little bit me and my motion sickness. It does make me a little bit motion sick
Oh, true. There
with
it
just
is.
how
Yep.
big the screen is. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, moral of the story, couldn't get tickets to IMAX. I was 30,000th in line when I tried to, gave up,
Oh my
obviously.
goodness.
Yeah. And now they're like doing another drop for like, I think end of September onwards or something is when you can get more tickets. Yeah. It's insane.
Wait,
Yeah.
it's still going to be in theaters end of September? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Go them.
And then yeah, they're only doing like 2 to 3 showings a day as well. So it starts from
Oh,
like 2
weird.
p.m. onwards. And I'm just kind of like, wouldn't you do
Like
a little like a
add
morning one?
another one. For the early
Anyway,
risers. 9 a.m. movie would be
right?
wild though, but like
That'd
sure.
be crazy. So yeah, did see it just in a normal cinema. And it was amazing. I like honestly, if you're debating and you're in Australia and can't get tickets to IMAX, just go see it in a regular cinema. I'd love to see it in IMAX as well, to be honest, but it was
Yeah.
so I went in with lower expectations because like I studied the Odyssey in school and I found it some parts were really, really cool, but like I never really liked Odysseus. I was like, you're kind of just I don't know, but I also feel like that's just Greek heroes. Like they all
Yeah.
kind of are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't know why I doubted Christopher Nolan because there is yet to be a film of his that I've watched that I haven't just been blown away by. And this takes second place in my Christopher Nolan film rankings.
Wow. What's first?
Inception. I
Oh,
just
true.
love Inception.
Of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. I didn't know
Yeah.
I had to ask.
I can't get past that. That's like the whole storyline as well. Like the whole concept of that is
Yes.
what I love so much about it. This, like visually, I would love for you to see it and love your thoughts on it because visually it was stunning. And like the fact that hardly any like CGI in the sense of like the Cyclops was a puppet, like a real life big puppet. And like just all of this, like such creative lengths were taken to achieve specific scenes. I know that he buried like however many people in that Iceland beach. That have you seen that like black beach scene? There's he like
Maybe.
buried people and then he gave them a straw to like breathe out of so that they
Oh.
could breathe and so that they could rise out of the sand. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Insane lengths. Insane
Wow.
lengths. And it made it so much better. So would love for you to see it and report back honestly.
Yeah, we do want to see it. We're kind of waiting for the hype to die down a little bit. So we're like, maybe next week.
Yep.
But definitely want to see. You know what, actually, because we're looking at the with the formats that were available at our local theater, and there's 70 millimeter IMAX, but there's also a regular 70 millimeter non-IMAX, which is interesting, and it's a format that I've never encountered. So it's, I guess you still get that color quality, like that image quality of film, but it just doesn't have that extended like top and bottom of the frame. But I've never seen any other movie being shown in just 70 millimeter non-IMAX. Like usually those come as a package deal. So they're also expanding on movie formats, which is also wild.
Crazy. It's like, yeah, that would be interesting. I wonder if it would give you a better like experience, a more kind of authentic experience, if you will.
Yeah, and I guess like if you are one who gets motion sickness in an IMAX theater, this could be a way where you still get that picture quality and the depth of like all the colors and everything, but you don't get motion sick from it.
Exactly. That's really thoughtful of them.
Yeah, yeah. Just for Freya.
Just for the motion sick girlies.
Yes. Yeah, that's very exciting though. I'll have to watch it and then we'll have to debrief after I end up, whenever I find myself in the theater.
Yes, exactly. That was a lot longer catch up than I imagined.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't expect that. We can get right into our July reading months, though. Why don't you go first? So, overall month, how did you do? And then what were your highs?
So, I definitely didn't read, obviously, nearly as much when you're traveling. You don't. I feel like there's two types of vacations. There's the vacation you go to the beach and you lie on the beach and read all day. And like love that. But there was the vacation that we went on where like every minute of every day was preoccupied because we were just trying to see as much as we could. So I feel like the only time I had to read was like on the plane or on trains or whatever. And I did manage to read, I actually don't know my count because I haven't written it in my diary yet, but I got through quite a few. So oh my gosh, my highs were good highs, I will say. So number one, I was lucky enough to receive the Knave and the Moon, which I did mention last week. So and this, like Rachel Gillig does it every time. She's actually a master at duologies, I have decided, because the way she can pace everything is so perfect. It doesn't feel like things are rushed. It doesn't feel like this should be a standalone. It is so perfect. And I think the Knave and the Moon was actually shorter than the Night and the Moth, which is kind of rare for at least my copy looks like, not heap shorter, but a little bit, which I feel like is kind of rare. Usually they're like a good bit longer, to be honest. I think Two Twisted Crowns was, but it was excellent, honestly. There is not a lot I can fault. I will say I kind of wish I did a reread before I went into Knave and the Moon, just like via audio or something, just because I don't know, I think it would have just immersed me in the world a little bit more because it kind of felt like, I don't know, like, like a cold reading, like you just like jump back in and you're like, whoa, okay, got to settle back in here. But kind of once I remembered everything that was going on, because it was a while ago that I read The Night and the Moth, it was wonderful. I love Bartholomew. He is so great. And actually, what made it for me was the ending. I really, really liked how, because I feel like the start, I was kind of a little bit like, oh, I'm still trying to get my head around everything, get back into it. And by the end, I felt like I had been wrapped in a warm hug with these characters in a sense. Like, definitely, it's Rachel Gillig, so it is darker elements, but I don't know. I kind of want to say too much, but it was basically met expectations. Very happy about it. Very excited to see what you think of it. And then, obviously, as we said, Dark Matter blew me away.
Good.
So much better than I was expecting. I think my main problem with, like, I always keep forgetting what it's called, Recursion by Blake Crouch, the only other book I've read by him, was that I felt like I was watching a movie and it was really great in the moment, but then as soon as I stepped away from it, I wasn't really connected to our characters. I didn't think about it too much. Whereas this one, as like we just mentioned, we had a book club discussion about it and you can literally just keep thinking about it just for days and weeks. it's one that I think I'd recommend anyone read. Like if you like, I don't even want to say sci-fi. If you like confusing your brain, if you like space, the sea, mysteries, alternate realities, anything, just to like question reality basically, read it because it's so good and it's really short. It's like 350 pages or something.
Yeah, it's short, really nice. It's easy to read, and there's a bit of science in it, but most of our takeaways they didn't have anything to do with science. They had to do with psychology and how you think about things and like what you prioritize in life and how your decisions affect you. Like it's a lot more about the humans versus just the science, and that's why everyone needs to read it.
Yep, I think it just actually like blew me away. I was so, and I also said, again, I already have said this to Jamie, but I was reading it in between, like I was having days apart at a time. But even though I was having those big gaps, every time I picked it up, I was so excited to read more because I just had so many questions and there just honestly wasn't really a dull moment. Like it was straight into it. Blake Crouch writing as well, super digestible, super easy to flow through. So if you're a little bit... Like I always get a bit intimidated by sci-fi. I think his writing just makes it so much easier. So that was a massive highlight that I honestly wasn't sure if it was going to be. Like I thought I was going to enjoy it, but I just didn't think it would have that much of an impact on me. And then obviously Morning Star, which can I just say I love the Howlers. I love the Howlers so much. There was this one scene where they were like, just like I want to say the banter. I feel like banter always is insinuated like with romantic banter, but just like
for this friendship banter. Yeah, like friendship, familial banter. Yeah.
Yeah, just back and forth comments to each other and it just flows so well. And it does feel like a family, like, a conversation you'd have with your siblings or something. But it is, oh my gosh, I love them. I actually love them so much. I feel like this is the first book that I've felt that really, really strong connection to the characters where I felt like, I really love you guys. I'm really nervous for the rest of the series because I don't know, it feels weird to call it a trilogy, like the first phase. Like I get that it's the first phase, but I'm also like, who are we primarily following in the next ones? Where do we go? I'm so confused. And honestly, when I was like in the middle of it, I'm like, I'm going to take a break from this world. I'm going to catch up on some other series because like I've technically finished this first phase and then I'm going to go into the second phase of it. Now I just want to go into it straight away. Like now I
did exactly the same thing. Like after I finished phase 1, and I think I was talking to Bailey actually about this because we were kind of reading it around the same time. Both of us were like, we're going to take a couple months in between. Like after we finish Morningstar, we're going to take a while to enter the second era. I maybe took like a month off or something. And I was like, that's enough. Like I need to get back in. Like, no, genuinely, I don't want to take a break.
And I was so determined in the middle of the book. I was genuinely like, no, I need to, because I have other books that I need to finish. Like, I feel like now my priorities are the Poppy War. I'm just so scared, Jimmy. The Poppy War. I'm just so scared. And now I want to go in. And now I'm scared to go into the rest of them. But I've also, is it the white cover with the flame next?
Yes, that's Iron Gold. Yeah.
I've seen very mixed things about that one. I
really enjoyed it. Like is it as strong as like Morningstar was? No, but it's also because it's setting up for the next arc. It's kind of like the first book in a series again, but you already know the world, so it's a lot easier to get into. And I honestly love first books in series when they establish everything very well. So I really loved it. I think I rated it like 4.5. It was still so good for me.
Okay, yeah.
But I think if you're going to go in expecting a roller coaster like Morningstar, it's not going to feel like that because it's like the first book. So just go into it expecting a first book, and it's a very, very strong first book. That's what all I'll say.
Okay, that's good. I actually have like, because Austin's reading it, he actually finished Red Rising last night as well, so that was really funny. He really liked it. And then I was like literally like sitting there going like, and he was like, don't you dare say anything.
No.
I was like, I'm trying not to.
Like trying not to react beside him. Like nothing's happening.
Yeah, literally. I was like going like, oh my God. Because usually he's not going to read a lot of the books that I read. And so I'll just say whatever happens. I'll be like, so this happened and then this happened. And he'll just kind of be like, yeah, okay, cool. But this time he's like, don't say a thing. And yeah, so I have to keep it together. But it gives me a good excuse to go get the rest of the series because I'm like, that's the thing. Sometimes I'm like, my poor books that get read once and then just sit on my shelf. So it's kind of nice when people actually like want to keep reading them. Yeah, it's kind of nice. And I should probably get the Poppy War as well because I know he wants to read that. It's just, I'm like, oh, my books are getting loved. That makes me happy. I'm a little bit hesitant to like actually get them outside of my household and be loved outside my household.
Right. Within the house, it's fine. Everything's okay. Oh, I love that. Those are some good highs. Anyway, great highlights. So like I feel like it was very much quality over quantity, and I am so happy about that because I knew I wouldn't have a lot of time this month, and the ones that I did read really just like stood out. So I'm very happy about that. But I love that.
Yeah, anyway, I am very excited to hear about your highs for the month.
Okay, I do also reads. I need to tell you how many books I read.
Oh my God, wait, can I guess?
Sure.
Okay, because I was looking through some past months. I think 18. Oh no. Oh my gosh, really? 20?
No, 19. Just one more.
That's crazy.
The thing is, you guys, Freya was away, so we weren't recording podcasts. I didn't have to edit podcasts for like the past 3 weeks. And so I had so much extra time on my hands to the point where I was taking Fridays off work, you guys, which is like unheard of. I was taking every single Friday off while Freya was away because I was like, I'm done all my videos. I was like 5 videos ahead of my posting schedule. Like I was just so ahead. And I'm like, what do I do with all this time? So I was reading and I read 19 books. And I also will say, you guys, 2 of them were audio rereads. Okay. So that's like an easy 2. And one of them was like a novella-ish, like 150 pages, I want to say. So I mean,
I'm still impressed, and honestly, just like allow that. You don't have to make excuses. I think it's just like it's like your Emmy.
I'm just so scared in this day and age when everyone's getting called out and like, witch hunted for not reading the books that they say they've read. And I'm like, you guys, like, do you want me to show you like every single page I read? Because I did. Like, I do read. Yeah. Like, should I live stream me reading every single book? So yeah, I obviously I do read every single book that I say that I read. But my theory is, and actually someone DM'd or commented this on one of my videos, and I was like, why am I reading so many books? Because I used to read like 12 to 13 books a month, and now it's like 15 to 19. Like, what happened? And someone said, maybe it's because I don't have a gigantic Brandon Sanderson a month anymore because I'm done the Stormlight archive. That was literally a good like 1,300 pages, or a Pierce Brown, which those do take up more time. And I do feel like I've been picking a lot more kind of literary contemporary fictions. I do have a good chunk of fantasies this month too, but like all of those literary fictions are average 350 pages long. So they are shorter books in general. And I feel like after training myself up to read these 1,300 page tomes over the past several months, maybe my reading pace is faster now. And so now that I'm going back to shorter reads, or like not even shorter reads, like normal sized reads, I'm able to read more a month because I'm not reading a tome every month. So that's the running theory right now. So lots of books read, but in terms of my highs, it was a big month of arcs for Freya, and it was also a big month of arcs for me because I did read The Sixth Faction by Veronica Roth, which was just it was just so fun. Was it the perfect book? No. But I had so much fun reading it. It doesn't even matter. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
It was so fun diving back into that world, diving back into that, just like, I felt so nostalgic. I felt like a teenager again. And I feel like this book was done so well. I don't know how much I can say about it because I feel like it's one of those that like needs to be on lockdown until it releases.
Yeah.
But it was so fun seeing it. There was a good balance of moments that we crave from the original story, let's say, versus new moments. And it was a complete different story, but definitely, there were some tributes to things that happened in the original series.
Okay.
And my lips are sealed, and that's it.
And that's all you're getting.
That's all you're getting. The ending of this one, though, because it is the first book in a duology, shocked. Shocking.
Okay.
Need to talk to someone about it. I have no one to talk to
no
about
one.
it. Literally no one.
Hang
I
on,
don't
let
know
me just
anyone who's read this.
get online.
Someone talk to me about the ending because you guys are going to be in for a shock in October. Let's just say that. So there's that.
Okay.
I did also read Victorious by V.E. Schwab, which was so exciting. As I mentioned last week, Colleen gave me her extra copy of this arc, and I am forever grateful. But this was also it was so good. It's V.E. Schwab. It's Victorious.
Yeah.
She writes villains so well. And what I was so happy with this one, did I even say a sentence? Did that grammatically make sense? No. You guys know what I mean. What I was so happy with is the way she expanded these villains and the idea of these villains even farther, because it's one of those series where it's like, I didn't know where she would go next. I mean, first of all, it's been so long since Vicious and Vengeful were released. And also, I didn't know where she would go because it's like, I feel like we've already explored so much about these kind of actually morally gray villain protagonist characters, and not morally gray in like that love interest enemies to lovers way, like an actual morally gray. And like, we stretched their limits so far in the first two books. I'm like, how much farther can we stretch? And she managed to stretch it actually even farther in this one. And it was insane in the best way. We had new characters introduced that there's this whole thing in this series of characters like trying to play God, essentially, because they have these kind of superpowers, and then they have these God faith complexes that they project, and it's wild. It's so cool what she's done with these characters. But we really explored that even further in Victorious, and the ending was very satisfying after many, many years of having this open-ended. It just felt so good. It was wrapped up so nicely, and I'm so happy about it. And you guys, oh my goodness. Okay, I didn't think I would get emotional reading this one because it's not a series that like I get emotional about. It's very fun to read. We dive into some really cool things, but it's not one that I've ever been like, oh, I'm like sobbing, I'm like crying over these characters. And I didn't think, reading through this whole book, I didn't think I would cry at the end. And then I just started bawling. And like I wasn't even I wasn't vlogging. It wasn't on video because I just read this to like for myself, private read, selfish read as I like to call them. But I just started crying, and I was home alone. Greg was out somewhere. I don't know where he was, but I was home alone, and I just started sobbing. And I was sitting on the couch. All the lights were off except my like little reading light behind me, and I was just crying on the couch reading this.
Is
and
it just
I
like
did not expect it.
leaving your characters behind? Is it like a bit of a...
I think so. I think just like the way it ended. I mean, I can't say, but it was the way that it finished.
Okay. I'm actually excited because I get to read these back to back, like as a trilogy, as an already published trilogy, which is exciting. So
amazing. Yeah. And I will say that's great because I did do my audio rereads before I dove into Victorious, and I'm so glad I did because there are
yeah.
just a lot of little details and things that just make the story so much better. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be really fun when you dive into I'm so curious to see what you think of this series because it is different, but it's so much fun, and I can't like
And
I
I've
don't
seen
know
like
what you're going to think.
I've seen pretty different opinions as well. Like some people are like diehard loves for it, and some people like really just they don't click with it. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious. I feel like that's
Yeah.
another thing that's kind of been like I say, these things are putting me off. I've actually just come to the realization that I just have so many books to read, and it's just like it's really hard to read them all.
I know.
I cannot wait for the day where I can do this full time
Yeah.
without any other distractions. But you know, we're getting there month by
I'm
month.
I'm excited for you. You'll have to dive into those. And then I guess for another high, guys, I found a romantasy that I like.
So rare.
News. Yeah, this is great news. So I did read The Road of Bones by Demi Winters, the first book in the Ashen series, and it made me feel those giddy romantasy feelings that I've been chasing for so, so, so long. So I'm very happy about it. It was a trust the process situation
Yeah.
though, because I mean, again, don't know how much I can say about the plot, but we kind of have a lukewarm love triangle. Like
Ooh.
it's not an annoying love triangle,
Yeah.
but it's present and it's there. And there's one party in the love triangle that I'm like, don't like you.
Okay.
The other one, so much better. And so this book was a trust the process situation for me. And that's all I'll say
Is it
about
a
that.
standalone?
No, it's the first in a series of like 4 or 5. I want to say
Ooh.
I think there are 3 out so far, and I think the 4th one's coming out soon, and I think there's going to be a
That's
5th one.
like
I think.
a while since I feel like you've read like a 3-book series. So that's kind of fun.
But I'm excited. I have the second book already because I'm like, I want to dive into the second book. The third book is on Book of the Month, so I'm going to order that in my next Book of the Month. And I'm excited. I'm giddy. It's also, for anyone who doesn't know what this is, it's like a Viking romantasy, which is so fun.
So fun. Oh, actually, that reminds me of something I have to say afterwards, but I can't say it because it's a spoiler for a book. So,
Oh, okay. I'll remind you after.
yeah.
After we finish recording. Secret conversations.
It's like one thing. It's so tiny. I just forgot to text. Anyway.
So funny. Lows? Should we do lows? You go
Lows.
first.
Okay. I did have some lows. Like, I didn't read very many books, but I did have some lows. First of all, Wild Duck Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. McConaughey?
Yeah, McConaughey. Yeah.
Okay. I'm always not sure. Anyway, it wasn't a bad book by any means, but I have just seen so many people dive into this and like be blown away and be like, I read this so quickly. It was amazing. And look, I did read this in a few hours because I was on the plane. But it just, so yes, it's a quick read. But I just kind of felt about it. I never felt like, I don't think I would have read that very quickly if I literally didn't have anything else to do. Like I was just kind of reading it because the situation was right. Whereas if I was reading that, I would be putting that down quite a bit and like forcing myself to come back to it. I felt no sort of connection. And I will say the end quarter definitely threw the plot in a bit of a different direction. And I liked that more. I was like, okay, that makes more sense to me. But it just felt very, okay, read that, we can move on now for me, which I don't, I just was expecting, I don't know, a bit more like Broken Country or something like that, where I did think about it for a while afterwards and I did get really connected to the characters. And whilst I did like some of the characters, they just kind of made me angry as well.
Fair.
There were characters that just like, I was just getting really irritated at. And again, I think what it is lack of communication that really annoys me. When I'm like, you guys could just be okay and like civil to each other if you just like talked about your situations. And then I don't know. It just really annoyed me.
So what was your final rating for this one? I'm curious.
3 stars. It was like, I liked the writing. I really liked the atmosphere of it. I thought it was very eerie, and I thought it really like complemented the book, but just the characters, I just wasn't really, I don't know. And then I think by the time we did have that not twist, I would just say like the plot did like kind of change pace. I just kind of didn't care about them enough to care about that change. So yeah, it just, I don't know. I think if I went into this one without all the hype surrounding it, I would have a very different reaction. And I don't even know if I would have picked it up because it's really not my kind of book. But it's just been one that's been on my radar for a long time now. Yeah. And I just wanted to read it and see what it was about.
Yeah, this was an interesting for me too because I think I rated it either a 3.75 or a 4. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I think I didn't understand why a lot of people were getting emotional over this one because I had heard a lot of people like sobbed at the end, and I definitely know the events that occur in the story that would have made people sob in the end. But I was kind of the same way. Like I didn't feel completely connected to the characters. What I loved about this book was, the atmosphere, the way it was described. I also liked the feeling of isolation and how that drove the characters to do the things they did. Like I understood why they couldn't trust each other fully, and that's why they weren't telling each other everything, but also at the same time they had to rely on each other for survival, like to actually stay alive. So there was like a certain level of connection that was forced upon them, and they needed to connect to help each other physically survive. But outside of that, it was like, I still don't know who you are, I still don't trust you, I still don't know what happened here. So I found like that dynamic between them to be really, really cool. But once it got like romantic, I was like, I don't understand this.
No.
But
also in saying that, there was only one person there. Like, so basically, if you don't know what this, I haven't even said what it's about, sorry. But we're based off like a remote island off the edge of Tasmania, and it's like a seeding, I don't know what it's called, but like they basically
seed bank. Yeah.
Seed bank, yeah. They basically preserve all different plants from across the world, so that if there's ever a shortage or they go extinct or whatever, they have backups, I guess. And one day it's like this very, very small family. Everyone else is kind of left. And it's a little family with just like the father and 3 kids. And then one day a woman washes up on the shores. See, that's what I think annoyed me though. The way the father was treating the kids, I almost, in my head, the kids were like 10 and younger, and they weren't. Like,
yes,
two of the kids were a lot older. Yeah. And I was like, they're literally like almost adults now. Like you can communicate with them and tell them what's going on. Like I kind of understood the woman. Like obviously you've been taken into a random family. I'd probably trust the kids more too. But it just, the father really, really annoyed me. I was like, can you just communicate with your kids and even just like ask this woman, are you okay? Like just a question now and then. Like it took a long time for anything to warm up. Obviously it makes more sense now, but it was really annoying me in the moment. And I think, him as a character really bugged me because the kids were like, fine. Like I didn't hate them by any means.
What did you think about, what is his name, Orly, the youngest one? Because he's the kid that I always refer to when I talk about kids that are written way too old for their actual age, because he was supposed to be like 8 years old. And I remember him specifically using the term self-serving. And when he said that, I was like, what kind of 8-year-old would use the term self-serving? Like, it just feels way too unrealistic for me. And I know, like, I get that he's a smart kid and that was the whole thing, but it was just too much of a stretch. I'm like, 8-year-olds don't talk like this.
Yeah, definitely not. That's why I think I was really confused with their ages, because I was like, the dad's treating them like they all are, like 10 or younger. But then when they're alone, they act like, obviously the older ones were, how old were they? Like 15 and 17 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
And and then we had, but they all felt the same age to me. They all felt like, I don't know what age it was, but they were all just in like this same little bubble. They didn't feel that different from each other. And it was a bit of an odd dynamic. Maybe that was the point, I'm not sure, but I just felt like I had very mixed feelings towards it, and I was expecting a lot more of them to be positive.
Yeah, totally fair.
So Yeah. And then my other low was, I kind of knew this was going to be a low. It's just one that's been on my TBR for a long time. And I can say that I've read it now. And that's Everything We Never Said by Sloane Harlow. And the reason, like, everyone in my comments agreed with me that this is an icky premise, and I'm sure you will too. We're following our protagonist and her best friend dies. And then she starts to have feelings for her dead best friend's boyfriend.
Oh, no. Why
and then
do we
like
do
it's
this?
a thriller. I know, and it's like a thriller, and it was only like 300 pages maybe. It was tiny, and I was like, this has been sitting on my. I got it sent years ago, and I was like, I've just got to read it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I will say, wasn't as icky as I thought it could have been, but I still couldn't get my head around that.
Okay.
The ending, like, it definitely took some twists, but I also felt like, when twists are kind of just thrown in there, like you're put off the scent so far that there's nothing to make
that
the twist make sense.
The twist. Yeah.
And it doesn't feel out of the blue and like, oh my God, how did I miss that? Or, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. It just felt like it was thrown in there for the sake of like putting you off completely. So yeah, it was an interesting read, and I kind of already knew that. So yeah, that was my lowest one for the month, but that's okay. I'm glad it's done now. I've read it.
Yeah, off the TBR. You don't have to think about it ever again. It's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
But yeah, what were your lows for the month?
Okay, weird month for lows. I read a lot of these kind of summary fictions and also literary fictions this past month, and I was so excited for them. There were going to be these fun summary toxic reads, and I don't think any of them like really, really, really hit for me, which was kind of disappointing. So
you had quite a good TBR going into it. I remember thinking that was like some good lineups.
I was so excited I was like, these premises sound so exciting. Pool House. Do you guys remember Pool House? The TV mom's husband's TV son, like all of that. 1 star. 1 star. Mm-hmm.
I was this close to buying that the other day. I saw it in the bookstore. Oh my gosh.
You would hate it. I'm sure there are readers out there that would love it. I don't want to just fully bash this book, but because I know your book taste, you would not enjoy it.
Wait, why? I need more.
So Pool House by Mary H.K. Choi. It's a story, if you guys don't remember the premise, it's essentially there's an out-of-work actress, and she's a mom, and she lives with her daughter, and they live in this pool house. But her on-screen husband, who she was also having an affair with, dies, and so they're kind of planning on like going to his funeral and stuff, and then their TV son comes to visit and starts living with them while they're, as they're going to go to the funeral, but the real life daughter has always had a crush on the TV son, and so it's supposed to be this really messy, kind of awkward story of them playing like perfect family, but they're really not a perfect family. Every single one of these characters were obsessed with just, we might have to mark this episode as explicit, but just like sex. Like, there was not a single page where genitals were not mentioned. Maybe there were like 2 or 3 pages in this entire book where we did not mention some sort of intimate physical body part in this entire book. And I get there is going to be some sort of that in this book with a premise like that, but it was every single page, every single character. There was a love triangle between the mom, the TV son, and the daughter.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Which was not in the synopsis.
Oh. That needs to be a trigger warning. I'm so sorry, but
which should have been in the synopsis. I'm all for not spoiling things in the synopsis, but something like that I feel like needs to be in the synopsis because that's gonna put a lot of people off.
Oh my God,
yeah, go for it.
Was this like one of your worst reads of the year?
Yeah, it's down there with The Witcher. Those 2 are my 1 stars of the year.
Oh my gosh. I would never have thought that from the premise. It sounded so fun.
It sounded so fun.
Oh my God. That's so sad.
I highly disliked it. I was so happy when I was done this book. So I was like, I'm free. And I remember
that's when you wish DNFing was in your vocabulary.
A thing that I could do. No, like I closed the book. My husband was like sitting on the couch across from me, and I looked at him and I was just like, thank God that's done.
Have you seen those TikToks where it's like you hate the book, but like you can't DNF it, and they're just like closing as they're reading the final line, and then they just like throw it over their shoulder? That's what I imagine.
No, that's literally what I was just like. I was like, oh my God, I'm like so close. And I'm like, and the last page, I see like the word acknowledgements. Like I just read the ack of the acknowledgements on the next page. I'm like,
that's, oh my gosh, that's okay. Well, I'm so glad you've read that, so I don't know.
I'm so sorry if anyone bought this book because I've been hyping it up, like in anticipation of reading it. I hope you enjoy it more than I did. Like maybe there's an audience out there for this kind of book, but I'm just not that audience at all. I'm sure this was written for someone. It wasn't written for me. And it was one of those books at the end where I was like, why did I go through all of that? Like what was the message? What's the point of all of this?
Yeah.
Like where are we now versus where we were at the beginning of the book, and why did we go through a mother-daughter-son love triangle to accomplish what? I
You'd
don't
hope
know.
it would be for something, but okay.
Yeah. So that was like the worst in general. There were a lot of just kind of like lukewarm summer fictions for me, like Nymph by Sophia Montrone. I thought I would love a lot more than I did. Definitely wasn't bad. Like definitely wasn't Pool House, but it wasn't like it won't stick with me. Yeah, and then like Wasp's Nest by Kat Stardard was another one where it was going to be a fun like Cape Cod toxic wedding vibe. It was just kind of that was a 2-star versus a 1-star. So yeah. Honestly, I had a lot of lows this month, but that's okay. We move on.
I mean, I feel like you're going to get that when you like, you've read so many books, you're bound to have a few more lows.
Yeah, like out of 19 books, there's going to be some really great ones, but there's also going to be some not so great ones. So, anyways.
Okay, well, what are we looking forward to going into this new month? Not reading.
Not reading that much.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No more mother-daughter-son love triangles, please. Fingers crossed. Hopefully this never happens ever again. I don't want to read that ever again. Okay, that's one of my deal breakers. Not gonna do.
Fair enough. I'd say that's fair enough.
Yeah. So I'm just so uncomfortable. What am I looking forward to? My August TBR. I'm looking at it. It's like over there across the room from me, stacked. One of the best TBRs I have ever seen in my entire life. My TBR video is most definitely out by the time this comes out, but Piranesi, can't wait, so excited. The Midnight Train by Matt Haig, 11/22/63, which is also our book club read. I have This Woven Kingdom on there, which is a series that everyone's been screaming at me to start, so I'm excited, have high expectations, and there is the Anti-Mimetics division book with like the anti-memes and the erasing the memory and stuff. Actually, no, is that on my... I don't think that's on my TBR. That's just on my mental TBR that I'm gonna read it for a reading vlog. Yeah. But yeah, just stacked. So many great books.
That's a good feeling. Yeah. And a lot of some like sci-fi, some fantasy, so a bit of a different change of pace from a lot of lit fic.
From some of those failed summer lit fics that I was so excited to read. I'm like, let's go sci-fi, let's go fantasy.
Let's genre swap.
Flip it completely. Maybe this will work better for me this month. So yeah, one of my best TBRs I've ever selected, quite honestly. So I'm excited about that. And it's also a month of like not very many new releases, which is good because it's our little breather month before September starts. So I'm actually going to be able to crack into my physical TBR and just, get through some of that before all of the new releases come out next month. And also, obviously, I'm going to Boston for like 3 days, which I'm very excited about. Never been to the New England area before, so I'm excited for some coastal vibes. I'm still searching for my perfect Boston read. I want to read a book set in Boston. So again, if anyone has Boston recommendations or Salem recommendations for me, because I'm going to do a day in Salem as well, let me know, because I'm trying to find the perfect Boston vacation read while I'm there. I don't know. Again, kind of similar to you, I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to read while I'm there, because we're only there for 3 days, so it's going to be jam-packed. But
So maybe start the book and then you can just
start the book before. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Whilst
And then
you're
just
there.
kind of
That would be
read
good.
like a little
Like
bit
on the
at
train
night.
to Salem and stuff.
On the
if you
train,
can.
yeah. Yeah, on the train to Salem, on the flight, although the flight's only like an hour and a half from here,
That's
so
like
it's
what?
a short flight.
130 pages?
100,
Something
yeah.
like that for your reading speed?
The thing is, I'm a little bit scared because I've never gotten motion sickness on a plane before, but this one's a small plane. Like it's only 2 seats per
Maybe audiobook then.
aisle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe audiobook's the way to go.
Yeah, and I've never gotten motion sickness on a plane before. Like when I flew to Hungary, I read like the whole
Yeah.
time and I was fine. But with a smaller plane, that'll probably move a little bit more. I'm like,
Yeah. And
questionable.
that's what does it for me. It's the turbulence that
Yeah.
does it for me. So yeah,
Yeah.
But you can have I had ginger tablets before I left and that helped for the first
Yes.
10 hours and then because it's another 14 on top of that. So
Yeah. See, my flight will only be an hour and a half, so the ginger
that should
tablets
be
will last.
fine.
Yeah. I'll be great. I'll be fine.
Yeah, so
But
no.
Yeah.
Opportunity
Excited.
there. Yeah.
Those are my look aheads. That's it.
Exciting
you?
month. Yeah, good. I'm very excited to get into some fantasy. I feel very deprived. I read 1 fantasy this month.
Wow.
I feel so deprived. It's not
Need
even
some
funny.
magic.
So which is a good feeling to be honest. I'm excited because I have so many fantasy books on my TBR. So I'm excited to jump into that. I have a few new arcs that were sent to me whilst I was gone that I haven't actually heard of. Sorry, for everyone. They come out in September. Although I think one called Theodora's Tea House comes out in August. So that's one I think. I only just got that one. It doesn't have an exact date on it. You know when the arcs just say August or like Aug?
Yeah.
2026. So it doesn't have an exact date, but that looks like it's giving me kind of apothecary, cozy, but slightly dark fantasy vibes, which seems fun.
Cool.
I love getting arcs that I haven't heard of because
Yes.
I love jumping into books that I haven't heard of. And then I don't think I've even told you this. I got on the Fairy Loot PR team for the next few months, which I am so excited about because I have never been on like a bookish subscription because we really don't have very many in Australia.
Yeah.
And Fairy Loot is like the ultimate bookish subscription. And what I love about it is it's almost a little bit like Book of the Month, just pretty editions. Like
Right.
they are new releases and they are, different genres and books I haven't heard of. So I'm excited to be able to like read some Fairy Loot books and be on a subscription box for the first time ever.
They're going to be so
my first one just
pretty.
arrived and it was stunning. I'll show you afterwards. But yes, I think that'll be in one of my videos already out. And then the thing is, so what I think is the same, like if you get, because I think there's a bit of a wait list to get onto the subscription service and you like get to request, or like you get to choose whatever box you subscribe to, you get to choose. I did the YA and adult fantasy.
Right.
But then there was like some other ones and they have the most stunning editions ever. And I'm like, I actually could just like get all of these. Like if I had the choice, I would just spend all my money on these, but I haven't even had that opportunity because like didn't ever get off the wait list. So yeah, it's like there's like the favorites. Oh, there's so many.
Oh,
So
I didn't know they did like the favorites and stuff too. I honestly have like I've seen the Fairy Loot edition sometimes because they'll pop up on my like feed and stuff. But yeah, I've never looked into these types of book subscriptions. I have no idea how they work, so that's so exciting. And like you're
a
gonna
little
have
bit
some
dangerous.
beautiful editions. Yeah.
no, because like yeah, I just want to actually read them. I don't like books meant to be read. So as pretty as they are, I do want to be reading them. So that's kind of fun. Adds another book to the TBR each month.
So you said you're on the list for 3 or like a few months. Will you get to stay on as like a regular subscriber afterwards?
I think they just refresh every month. So I think you can like apply again every month or not every month, every 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
So they just like continuously refresh. I think like I'm on July to September or something. And then you like, yeah. So little pro tip and it was like just by fluke that I saw their Instagram post and they're like, we're doing a call out for influencers and it's just a little form. So
that's
little
so fun.
little tip there.
You'll have to update us on what you get, all of your fairy loot
Yes,
editions.
I know. I'm so excited. Okay, so there's not, as we said, there's not really too many releases.
Yeah. Moving on to our
August.
final segment of our recap episode. New releases for the next month, August. Yeah, there weren't too many, but I did find a couple. There's one that was already on my radar, and then another one that I just kind of came across as I was searching through the internet. So the first one is Immortal Game by Alison Saft. These actually both come out August 4th, which is fun. We love like an early of the month release. Early of the month?
Yeah.
Start of the month release. We're losing it, guys. It's time. That time has hit. That time is now. So this is the one, I think I've talked about it in a video, maybe a very long time ago, but this is chess meets sapphic YA fantasy. Like throw in all the things.
So
and
fun.
Just so exciting. So this one is about Shay, and her sister was taken by the High King of the Otherworld 6 years ago, and the iron veil that separates the human world from the Fae world has made kind of her attempts to get her sister back impossible, until one day she gets an invitation to participate in a once-in-a-lifetime chess tournament where the winner gets the chance to ask the High King to grant one wish. So you know our girl Shay is joining this chess tournament. She's going to win and she's going to ask for her sister back. So very fun. I have read one Alison Saft before. It was A Fragile Enchantment. And I do find her books just kind of like fun, whimsical reads. So I'm excited to see how this one goes. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, creative premise for sure. We love chess.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of giving Queen's Gambit, but make it
like fairy. Yeah, make it fairy fantasy. Yeah. And then the other one that also comes out August 4th that I just kind of came across, Fruit Fly by Josh Silver. I'll put the cover of it on screen as normal, but the cover looks like very cool. It's very kind of neon bright colors. But this one is a queer fiction and it's like yellow face vibes, but make it queer essentially. So we have an author who will stop at nothing to claw her way back to relevancy, even if it means appropriating a young gay man's tragic story. Wild. So yeah, our main character is Mallory. She's been struggling with writer's block for many, many years, and she is in dire need of inspiration. She meets Leo, who is a struggling addict, sleeping under bridges and trading sex for survival. And Mallory decides to steal his story and write it, and she justifies it in her head by saying like, well, I wrote it, so it's my story, but it's, it's not really her story to tell. And then it says at the end of this blurb, as secrets threaten to unravel more than just her career, Mallory must decide how far she will go to pen the perfect story. So this one definitely sounds like a wild ride. And I loved Yellowface. I think we both loved Yellowface. And I do love these types of books where we have an unhinged protagonist that you just can't look away from, but you hate them so much. And I feel like this is going to give just that. So that's Fruit Fly.
And like, little fun fact about that one. Okay, I'm having a blank on his name. I've been trying to think of it for the past few minutes. Is it Josh Edwards or something? Our favorite book guy who he recommends books to celebrities every time he does an interview.
Jack Edwards.
Jack, yes, Jack. I couldn't quite remember the J name.
We'll call him Josh.
He recommended this to Anne Hathaway in the Odyssey press release, and he gave it to her as her book, as I think you'll love this because you loved Yellowface. So that's how I heard of it, and then I looked it up because I was like, that sounds so cool.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, there you go. If Anne Hathaway's going to read it, then we'll all read it too.
Hopefully, we'll love it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. that was a big recap episode. I feel like there was so much to catch up on because I feel like usually with our recaps, we kind of like already know each other's highs and lows, but we're just refreshing each other. This one was actually a full fresh month of like, I had no idea what you had gone up to. So that was very fun. For everyone listening, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap as well. Let us know what your highs and lows were. Let us know what you're looking forward to in August. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. So for everyone here still listening to the end, thanks for listening wherever you are in the world or whatever time zone you're in.
Until next time, stay comfy and keep reading.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on socials for more bookish content.
Bye. See you next week.